All right, and welcome to the Rondo. Back home. Well, kind of a bit of a new home. So Soapbox have moved, but we're there. We're recording here for today. Yeah, this one here.
Thank you, bro.
See, some men are still adjusting, but you know, they're. Some of us are natural. Some of us are natural. But it's your boy AA hosting. I'm joined by my co-host
Marcus. You know, host with the most, Chelsea FC. Big up the Blues. We're not in a title race.
Yes.
Cool. You definitely are. Cass, tell them.
Hi, I'm Joe.
Oh damn!
Why the dejected quiet?
I support Crystal Palace.
Not Arsenal. I see you're not donning your kit either.
I ain't wearing that kit for a long time.
Okay. And Mr. Raphael, tell them yourself, man.
Yes, Raphael here to support. Hey, who we got here? Where's the badge?
Hey. Wow.
Said United on my chest today.
Okay.
Yes.
And on today's podcast, we're going to start off with the Manchester Derby. Then, hell of a derby, man. I don't know how Manchester United stole that in the, you know what I'm saying, in the last
football heritage.
Yeah, football heritage, you say. It's football heritage. Then we're going to move into some of the title race games. Liverpool, another draw. Arsenal, another draw. Arsenal fans are having a little bit of a meltdown. And then we'll talk about a little bit of spotlight on Chelsea, the new title challenges. Some people are saying the title is Chelsea's, man. I'm thinking they're looking the most informed. Then we'll do a match roundup. Isak moving mad. Forest doing really well. O'Neil sacked, finally. And then we're going to do a little bonus topic. And we'll reveal that when we get there. But starting off with the Manchester Derby. City 1, United 2. A game that was quite flat. Feel City were a bit better in the first half. They scored the goal. United didn't really even have a shot on target, I don't think. United kind of grew into the game in the second half. I still think it wasn't a game where there wasn't a lot going on, but they had a couple of chances. They should have scored. And then in the final couple of minutes, Diallo decides to flip the tie on his head, who was, quite good throughout the game. They're calling it the Diallo Derby. I kind of like that one there. But Raph.
It's Gary Neville.
Okay.
It's Gary Neville. I think you're not feeling that.
No.
It's a decent little bit of alliteration.
This is what we do all the time. We build these players up just to break them back down, man. Let's just
you had a good game.
Keep calm.
You had a good game.
Fantastic.
All right, we'll get on to him. Okay, but your thoughts on the whole about the game, Raphael?
Yeah, I'm very confused. Coming out of the game and seeing everyone's reactions, it kind of reminds me of there's a very, very great guy. His name is Paul Merson.
Okay.
Fantastic footballer. He once said about Roberto Martinez that he'll have a match, lose, play terribly, and then talk in a press conference, and it's like Men in Black, presses the button, and you start going to yourself, oh, it wasn't that bad. And it's the same with this United performance. I mean, I watched that first half and my head was on Mars. I'll be real. Like, my head was on Mars just to see how far we've fallen. I thought it's a City team that haven't won. They've got one win in 10 games, right?
Yeah.
They've been stripping for everyone, yeah. It's been Magic City down there, yeah.
Oh my God. All right.
And let's call the spade a spade. They were terrible, but they still dominated us in that first half.
In the first half, yeah.
Possession, but no, they were camped in front of our box as well. Like,
yeah.
They scored that first goal, and it was a crappy corner to concede.
Another set piece,
another basic fundamental of football we're terrible at. But the goal was coming. Like
you would say so on the balance of the first half.
We didn't deserve anything out of that first half, and I just want a special shout out. I want to do a special shout out to a few players who I think performed so shambolically that they shouldn't even play for my club again.
All right.
The first one is a certain fraud who they said was our best player last season. His name is Diogo Dallo.
He's struggling at left wing back.
He's not struggling. He's just not cut out for this. He has no outstanding qualities. He's not good going forwards. He's not good going backwards. He's not particularly athletic. He's not a good crosser of the ball. He's not a good tackler of the ball. He's not good at tracking his man. He's not got good back post awareness. He can't play. He's got small hands. He's like.
Have you not seen the video where this Italian guy is going on where he can't kick a ball? He doesn't. That's what he sounds like.
But it's true. He's terrible.
He's not that bad.
No, he's bad. I just can't keep watching.
He has no redeeming qualities.
I can't keep watching him kill attacks going forward and then just seeing everything going down his side. I can't keep watching it. Him and Lissandro next to each other is just a disaster. is crazy. I can't even believe.
What's the problem with Lissandro?
He's 5'6".
Okay, how is he still
And
acting?
he's also not very good at defending.
Just aggressive.
Yeah, passing, elite player, everything else is very substandard. But nonetheless, Diogo Dalot had a shocking first half. Bruno, you're my guy, but you need to pattern up.
Yes.
I don't know what that was.
That performance was a little
That
bit.
penalty you had.
What I will say though is, like, what the hell are you doing playing a number 10 as a number 6? Like the guy's playing box to box double pivot. It's shambolic. And I'll speak on this later, depending on how much time we have. But I think it just goes.
But he
to
moved
show.
into the 10, didn't he?
After Mount got injured.
Mount got injured. So after about 50 minutes, he was playing in the 10.
Yeah, 25. But yeah, fair enough. Mount also
Is that the biggest waste of money ever?
shambolic. I like Mount I like the idea of Mount. I think he's a good player, or on paper can be.
Yeah,
a
but
good
he's
player.
cooked, innit? Which is crazy. I didn't know he was
It's
this
just
cooked.
like, I don't know what's happened to him, but physically he's finished.
But anyway, 5
Sorry.
minutes in,
Yes.
into your United analysis
Yeah,
after
you
a
won.
win, we haven't heard anything positive.
You won.
Is there any you won, by the way?
Yeah, so
3 points on the board.
Yeah, is there
Against
are there
Man
any?
three point.
Can we talk a bit about the second half? Are there any
Yeah,
positives
yeah,
to
yeah,
take,
yeah. So
Raphael?
three
Because it's sounding
point-
quite Ligue 1 like
Sure,
at the moment.
3 points is always a good thing, but this is why I just want to temper expectations with you.
I don't like the way he's doing 3 points. So it's like you get 3 points all the time. Like, you're like 12th in the league, bro. You should take the 3 points. Like, what do you mean?
You would want to know, but no, I'll take that. It's a good 3 points, and the only positive to take is, of course, Diallo turned it on. He's a great player, but again, it's funny how small moments in a match can change the narrative.
That's football, though.
No, it's definitely football, but his first half, I think he was actually quite wasteful. He got into a lot of good positions, but then kind of took too long to cut it back and release it. He had a great chance as well in the first half that
Yeah, shouldn't have been
that
offside.
he took wide. Yeah, probably should have been offside. But I don't. There's a certain player at my club that it looks like now they're turning into a scapegoat.
Okay.
And I just think if he had that same first half and then maybe scored a goal to kind of paper over the cracks, as they say, I'm just interested to see what the narrative would be.
If you,
Pretty similar.
it would be
I don't
the
think so.
same.
I
If
don't
you
think
won,
I don't think so.
if you won,
I don't think so.
So
But not
you feel like there's a witch hunt against Marcus Rashford?
100% there's a witch hunt. 100%. And I'll speak on Ineos, but it's coming from Ineos, and they're doing very disgusing things, and they're very disgusting people. And
This
This is serious.
yeah. So you see Ineos, yeah. Now, shall we talk? Do you want to talk about the match first, and then I can just do my little bit on Ineos?
okay, but
Because
I
I
mean,
don't want to derail things. Because I know how I can
okay,
be.
but okay, fair enough. I mean, let's actually do a
You
bit
guys,
more analysis
if you want
about
to say
the match.
positive things about the match,
Yeah,
you
no,
guys have
I thought United were decent in that second half. I thought
crazy.
some of the passing was good. Sometimes when they beat the press, I thought they broke and they got a couple of chances. Like even when you look at the XG, I think United cleared City by
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
United's was like 2.2 or something like
No,
that.
we had a penalty.
I think City's was like 1. Well, you earned the penalty, didn't you? From like you won it. I don't understand. Nunes decided to swipe out Diallo for no reason after that terrible pass back. That brain fart moment from him was honestly shambolic. But no, I just think from Diallo, I really like the performance from him. I think he's a player that I look at him, and I said it in the tweet today, that he's like the standard you should be looking at for a United attacker. He's got hunger and quality. Like I feel like at the moment with United, you're looking at players like Garnacho. Yeah, he's got a lot of application. He's got a lot of hunger. But for me, he doesn't quite have the quality of a United level attacker to be starting week in, week out. I look at Rashford, a player I believe has a lot of talent, has a lot of quality. But for me, in recent years, I ain't really seen the hunger. He's kind of like, some weeks he wants to turn it on. Other weeks he doesn't look like he's up for it. I feel like Diallo mixes both, and he was top today, man. It was different to see a United attacker actually be proper hungry, pressing, trying to create something, and that's how he created the first goal and got the second goal from being relentless. So I think that's a massive positive for United. Any other thoughts on the second half or anything?
I just think City. Yeah,
City though,
They were just
Jesus.
but I think that's
Should we
all
talk
it
about
is.
them?
bad, like.
That's all it is. United weren't good at all. City
can't-
were just
I
extremely
hear what
bad.
you're saying.
You got to do the job of the team in front of you.
I hear
Bro.
what he's saying. Like when City went 1-0 up, they didn't offer really anything to say that they were gonna really take the game by the scruff of the neck and like just get a second or a third. And they really allowed Man United back into the game, particularly in the second half. I won't even lie. Like The TV was on, but I wasn't really watching. That match was awful. Like,
Yeah,
Man City made the game terrible. Man United, they're the away team, so there's not much they're going to offer. But I was really concerned with City on a bigger scale because it's not just that they're not winning games. It's the games that they're seemingly in control of and then are losing control. And I remember back to the Sporting game in the Champions League, and I remember the Brighton game in the Premier League where they were really dominating those games and they were up. And then they lost the game because they just couldn't control the game state for the whole of the second half.
They're really struggling.
It's
with
always
that
the second half where they just lose momentum in the match. And I think that's a deep tactical issue that Pep Guardiola is trying to struggle to find out because I don't think he knows the solution to it because this is not the first time that they've been in full control of a game. Maybe they haven't scored, but you don't have to score again. You can win a match 1-0 by like easing out the game. But they've just lost control of the game. They've lost the momentum. And tactically, the midfield again is getting run through. The back four was horrible. And again, the guy Foden, he's not doing nothing. So, like, you're not going to control a match for 90 minutes if too many players aren't in control of the game.
Foden played the full night.
When I saw him high-fiving people and his shirt was still on, like, he didn't have the jacket on, I was like, rah, he never came off. Like, I couldn't believe it. I want to see his stats because I didn't see him on the ball.
It wasn't there.
Even the other day, Pep basically said that Foden was injured and he's been playing him for the last few games.
Injury in the brain or something.
What's going on?
Pep at this point, whatever he has CTE, whatever he's saying.
Oh, did you see his reaction after the penalty?
Yeah.
Hilarious. But yeah, no,
I love to see.
Couldn't happen to a West Ham.
no. Oh, honestly, I'm loving it.
I wish him
I am.
rest in peace.
I wish him the worst.
Honestly.
Honestly, man.
No,
No, I really.
no,
No,
he's done to my sport.
Yeah,
No one's done to my sport.
this man is, bro. There's not a lot.
There's
that we
guys
get
in
this
League One
country.
doing tiki-taka because of this fraud. This guy.
Horrible guy.
I need him
Got
gone.
a lot again in this country. The Premier League is one of them. This guy has stripped the Premier League
You know
down
what
to
the league
its
was like
knees.
20 years ago? It was end to end, bro. Proper Barclays, you ruined that.
It's not just. I don't really mind too much on the style. It's the way that he's just dominated it.
And that
for me.
Football's entertaining anymore.
No! But did you watch the game?
Did you have fun?
I think I had to.
Cardio go on now.
It's become too systemic, I would say. But I just hate him the most just for the fact, like, what he's won 6 out of the last 7 Premier Leagues.
Forget that his antics, man.
That's you being a hater. That's not you hating them, is it?
Yeah, we hate. I'm
Yeah, I'm a hater. Yeah, I'm a hater. Yeah,
Football's about hating. Bro.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's all I have,
absolutely.
But also his antics, he just comes across horribly. Like he's not graceful. He lacks
I
class.
don't want managers to be graceful and class.
Yes, you
God,
do.
let
Yes, you
it.
do.
It's the Barclays Premier League.
Yes,
We don't want that.
No. Don't get me wrong, yeah.
Because
a way-
Mourinho and Ferguson's when man's
Yeah, but come on, there's a way to do. But you see how they do it with a certain.
What, by
je ne
paying
sais
off
quoi,
refs,
where
paying
they-
off refs
No. Like they don't do this.
Yeah,
this,
man, you was doing that.
Yeah, come on, man. But they don't do this stupidness like when you go and then they lose, and then they're on the pitch talking to the opposition players, trying to tap
See
them
how man's
up.
shaking
Like,
his hand off,
he lacks class, man.
Yeah, fair. But yeah, no, City are in trouble. 1 win in 11 now, and it's just like you said, the way that they're lacking control in these games, the individual mistakes,
I think it's
in
mostly
recent weeks.
Pep's fault, though. I feel like he doesn't know. Obviously, his game management has been a problem for Pep for quite a long time during his career. But I feel like City are always trying to score goals, always trying to win games at every single point of the game. They never maybe not even something sit back, but take your time. We're in a 1-0 lead. Let's take control of this game. Let's make sure they don't create any opportunities.
I feel like they tried to do that
Let's
today.
find the second goal.
Yeah, I don't think there's a solution for them. I just think
It's just a season.
the player quality is just not there anymore. That's what we're seeing. I think
And I
that's
think the
main
morale's
issue.
down as well.
Yeah,
I
there's
think the
no-
morale is down.
And back in the day, or like last season before, there's certain players that will come up for City and save them. You have players like De Bruyne. You have players like
Cooked.
Gundogan. You have players like
Cooked.
Bernardo Silva.
Cooked.
Even the likes of Kyle Walker. So
Cooked.
all the players that used to actually
Burnt.
bail them out of situations have become cooked.
They're all 34 years old.
And the new players that have coming through, they're not quite to the level that they need to be able to dominate the Premier League anymore. So I feel like Pep missed an opportunity to refresh the squad about a season or two ago when he should have. After the treble, they should have thought about refreshing the squad a little bit, phasing out some players, buying some new players who can grow into the type of personalities on the pitch that they're going to need going forward.
Yeah, for sure. But I think it's a lot easier said than done. And I think the main thing in kind of the background is the charges. I think if it wasn't for the charges, I think they probably would have done that. But yeah, I think they kind of saw that, said, I mean, one, they just don't have the means to kind of do things anymore financially. The charges have probably kind of put restrictions on them. Also, they probably wouldn't appear to be doing things by the book now. So I think if it wasn't for that, he probably would have, he's not stupid, Pep. He knows that these players are finished, I would hope.
I don't know if anyone knows about Kyle Walker. He's been playing that guy repeatedly.
He loves him. But anyway, moving on, guys. We spent a long time on the Manchester derby. I think we've
See that
kind
headbutt of Kyle Walker and Hoyland as well.
Oh my word!
That's ridiculous.
No.
The referee in today was
No. Oh yes, we're gonna get to that penalty. Just say, Kyle Walker. No, listen, Kyle Walker, you are a disgrace.
You're a terrible man, you know.
Nah.
Oh, the dive.
That. You're a British player, you know. Yeah. Like this is City's captain.
We don't do these things in England.
No, come on.
Your 15 kids are watching this, and this is the example you're setting.
That's
Come on,
that's a very Latin.
You see how we were talking about what Pep's done to this game, yeah? You learned that from Pep. You didn't see him doing that. You didn't see him doing
Englishman
that.
rolling around. That's a very Latin, South American style of play. That type of that. No, it is.
What happened to this country?
Cover down. Man said an English international is diving like that. Absolutely shambolic. I think Keane said in the punditry, he said he doesn't even know him, but he's embarrassed for him. Brother, I was embarrassed for him when I saw that. That was shocking, man. That was dreadful. Grown man, you know. Grown man.
Post Brexit.
Head of a family.
Crazy.
Relax.
Well. You see when Gary Neville said, "Oh, I think he'd be a bit embarrassed about that." I said, "Really?"
Okay, guys, tranquilo. I've opened the can of worms there, but Anyway, the penalty decision was quite bad.
I
thought that was Stonewall.
I didn't think it was
Diaz on Hoyland is what we're talking about.
I didn't think it was that bad. I think it's one of those ones pre-VAR. You kind of look at it. If it gets given, if it doesn't get given, all right. But
I think for VAR to miss it is shocking. Personally,
but I think what the bigger issue is Mike Dean on commentary. Did anyone hear what he said after that?
Yeah.
So Gary Neville says, "Oh, I think that's a Stonewall pen, basically," and Mike Dean goes, "Nah, not for me. Not in a game like this." That's precisely what I said.
He said it won't be for a game of this magnitude. The rules are the rules. That's what I'm saying. These refs, they don't know.
Bournemouth v Ipswich, that's a penalty straight.
See, Ayo, you've made a very obvious statement there. The rules are the rules.
Yeah.
But clearly, that's not the case. Yeah. So if that's not the case, fine. But it would be nice for the Premier League, PGMO, whoever, just be a bit open and transparent and tell us what the rules are. There's clearly different rules for different games, different players, different teams.
But that's nonsense. The rules should just be the rules. Like we shouldn't even be getting into any of that. But I thought it was a penalty.
He might get in trouble for saying.
Listen, I don't think the ref missing it is not the worst because it does look like a bit of a tangle if you're looking at it from behind. Yeah. But I think VAR should see that. Diaz has got his leg wrapped around Hoyland and he misses the ball. It's a pen.
Diaz is very clever in what he does.
But quickly, I'll give you a minute. Go on about Ineos and Rashford and whatnot.
Yeah, so Ineos are a disgrace, man, so far from what I've seen. The way that they've been running this club for the past, how long has it been since they've been here now? It's like
a couple months.
Is shambles on like Ed Woodward levels.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So firstly, they've sacked Dan Ashworth, which is fine.
You're a man that's called Ed Woodward the cancer, by the way.
Have I?
Yes, he's to the club.
There you go. And the grass isn't always greener. I tell you.
Okay.
I tell you because I wish I had Ed Woodward right now. At least we wouldn't be in financial difficulties. But. So they sacked Dan Ashworth, which is fine. You know, sometimes some appointments don't work. But what I don't understand is why they've clearly briefed against him and they're trying to pin all the kind of failings over the past few months in terms of what's happened with Ten Hag and then being sacked, the money being wasted. They've tried to blame it all on Dan Ashworth, which doesn't make sense because Dan Ashworth missed the whole summer window. He was on gardening leave. Mm-hmm. The club have publicly said that keeping Eric Ten Hag wasn't Dan Ashworth or Omar Barada's decision, who's the new CEO from Manchester City. So it's very clear that it's come from Ratcliffe and Sir Dave Brailsford, who is a cycling guy who apparently has a lot of influence in our club. Why, I don't know. So why they've kind of blamed it all on him, I don't get it. And it's just very reminiscent of the Ed Woodward days where, you know,
pointing fingers.
Yeah, we sack a manager and then all of a sudden all these articles start coming out and everything was him and it was his fault and he had such a negative aura and he made all of these bad decisions and you're thinking to yourself, well, where were you as his boss while all of this was happening?
Yeah.
So what I would say to you, as from my experience as a Chelsea fan of new ownership, you got to give it time though. You got to let pieces settle.
That's fine.
Let them work.
It's not been great so far.
That's fine, but
at the beginning of Chelsea, it was awful. Like head to toe, it's still quite awful now. We don't have a sponsorship on our front T-shirt, but slowly and surely you're seeing the little things that they started to do at the beginning coming into place. And so I feel like you could give it a bit of time.
I would understand that, but right now it doesn't look like there was a plan. It just looks like they were throwing a lot of stuff at the wall and seeing what stuck. And so they hired these 5 guys who they didn't really know how they were going to work together. And now they've
We did a
realized,
similar thing. We had 3 sports back.
fine, cool. And then they've got their manager, Ten Hag, and they've given him a new contract. They realized that hasn't worked. Fine. So now this is your pivotal thing. This is what's going to make or break, I think, the Ineos regime. I think it's their big decision.
Well, with Amarim.
Yeah.
This has to work.
It has to work for you.
But they'll still live on. But
Potter, Lampard, you know how many times?
But this is the difference between Chelsea and United. Then Chelsea had the financial resources to get themselves out of trouble. I don't think people are quite aware of how bad United are in terms of financial shape. It's very bad, and this is now where the Rashford stuff comes into play. So they've realized that they've basically nearly bankrupted the club, essentially, or kind of got there.
who, Ineos?
But we've got no money to buy players. So now
You can't put that on Ineos.
Even when they came
no,
in,
yes I can. They spent 300. How much did they spend on Ten Hag in this past summer? That's all on them. They're the ones that extended his contract.
Yeah,
That's all on them. So cool. Now that they've done that, they've realized the error of their ways. They've looked to rectify it with Amarim. So now they've hired a guy who has a highly specialized system in which his two star players for Man United, Bruno and Rashford, don't quite fit into that. So they've realized, cool, we need to do an overhaul of the squad and start selling people and start buying new players. But to do that, they need to sell players. Cool. So now you have to justify selling your 2-star players to the fan base. And now all of a sudden we're seeing very targeted.
I'm telling you, Chelsea went through the
Wait,
exact same thing.
that's fine.
Mason Mount, all these people.
That's fine.
You're mirroring the exact same situation.
That's fine. And I didn't agree with what Chelsea were doing then. And now all of a sudden we're seeing these very targeted pieces coming from The Athletic, Samuel Luckhurst, whatnot, where they've all got the same information that's clearly coming from the club side, clearly trying to assassinate Rashford's character. Because they have to get the groundwork in. Because if they sell Rashford without doing the PR work, is United failed Rashford.
Yeah.
If they're selling a player that has a bad attitude and doesn't train well and whatnot, well then they're making a good decision for the sake of the club.
You can see they're trying to build up a little bit.
So in the past
So you think it's very malicious?
Yeah, extremely malicious. So in the past 6 months, Ineos's body of work is cancelling the Christmas party, sacking 300 people, sacking Sir Alex Ferguson, renewing Ten Hag's contract.
Your staff as well. Give them £40 voucher now.
£40 Marks and Spencer's vouchers for Christmas. Yeah.
Raise ticket prices.
This new stadium, who knows where that is.
Ugarte playing crap.
And now, in order to save the reputation of a cycling guy and a random Portuguese manager, we're now doing character assassination on an academy player here. Ineos.
Okay. Right. Okay, Raf, we've heard.
Man City won Manchester United too, by the way.
Yeah, brother, you never know, you know.
Unless
this guy came in,
let's see how
grumpy.
this season ends. Let's see how this all ends up.
You happy in life? Everything okay?
Yeah,
You've
man.
already said this season's like a free hit for Amarim just to like do what he needs to do.
But that's what I thought before, but I realised it's not. If we don't get Champions League, we're cooked.
If we don't get Champions League,
no, we don't have money. We need the money. We're broke. Come on, we need the money.
You're United. You'll find the money.
Go to the streets.
You're not getting Champions League.
We're gonna have to stop.
You'll find the money somehow, man.
Look at the signings we're making.
Anyway, the other title race games. Well, actually, I say the other title race games. City and United was not a title race game. No. I don't know.
So Liverpool versus
Fulham. Should we start off with that then?
there's only 2 other title race games: Liverpool versus Fulham and Arsenal versus Everton.
What are you talking about? You're the title race. You man gonna win the league, you know?
Nah, man.
Yeah, so you man.
Humble vibes.
Oh, serious, man. You man are looking serious, man. Maresca's tricky blues.
There you go. We talk about
But I guess we may as well talk about Liverpool quickly. Yeah, man. Liverpool 2, Fulham 2.
Great, good game though.
Yeah, really good game. Listen, it's a game that I'm still annoyed. It's points dropped again. 2 draws on the spin, and I'm just looking at Robertson like, bro, you just killed the game because 20 minutes in, we win that game if he doesn't get sent off.
Given the Robertson red card, wouldn't you say that it's like a point gained? Because you were behind at that point as well, even before Robertson.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. And it was a valiant performance, I'm not going to lie. A lot of guys can come off that pitch and, give themselves, heads held high, give themselves a pat on the back. Gravenberch at centre-back. Brother. Yeah. No, Gravenberch, I'm so proud of you, He's a player that when he came into this club, I used to look at him and be like, 6'3", you know what I'm saying? Like,
no reason.
Physically gifted. And, you know, when it comes to the defensive side of the game, he was a disgrace. He used to frustrate me so much. Everything else was pretty decent, and you could see that he was gonna kind of grow into quite a player. But for a player that was looking like he was gonna be an 8, I was like, I don't really know, because he wasn't a 10, and defensively he just didn't look of the level. But this season in the DM position, the way he stepped up, and I feel like to actually see him playing centre back, you saw it come. To like in its full mode, like this guy he played right centre back for quite a bit of the game, coming in, sweeping in the channel, slide tackle, using them long legs. I was like, brother, you've grown, you know, top player, man. That was a top performance. You're my man of the match. Now credit to him, man. Credit.
What I'd also say, two things. Firstly, Slot's performance I thought was fantastic. He actually we saw a change in tactical setup. Obviously, when it went down to 10 men, he had a 3 at the back, another 3. And then I think attack of 3 as well, so 3-3-3. And I was surprised that Liverpool continuously kept attacking, kept the ball as well. They didn't look like they were one man down. And what I would compare it to is apart from the Arsenal City game, whenever Arsenal have gone down to 10 men this season,
Why am I in it?
I've seen a stark drop off in quality in their team. Whereas with Liverpool, I didn't see that stark drop off. I still saw all their players playing to the best of their ability, and their team's performance was quite well.
Well, no, it was bold.
Barring the City game, I feel like Arsenal played well with 10 men.
But it was very ballsy from us. Like we went there, you know, showed that, you know, we're a top team. Went to 10 men and we still dominated them. Fulham, a lot of Fulham fans, they were disappointed. It was like, bro, we're penned in. And you know, and they're a man down, and I think you make a good comparison. You look at Arsenal. They go to 10 men. They start playing 7-2.
Let me stop you there because
they drop points anyway.
Firstly,
brother, against Brighton, they went down to 10 men.
Yeah. Okay, we can talk about that.
Started looking
you didn't watch the game. You didn't watch the game. You didn't watch the game. Firstly, Liverpool at home. Yeah. So there's only been one time we were at home and we went down to 10 men. That's cool. There's only one time we went down to 10 men at home, and that's against Brighton, who are one of the better footballing teams in the league. And we still had chances to win that game. We still should have won that game. We had 2 good chances to win that game. But Brighton are very good at moving balls.
And even are a good team.
They're not as good at Brighton in football. They're not.
No, but they're not a better team. They're very well structured. They're very well structured. They're good at other stuff. They're not that far off Brighton, you know.
They're not better than Brighton. But like,
I'm not saying
even the goal that Brighton scored was from like a long ball which we failed to deal with. So it wasn't like they were popping up, and then they scored in it. So let's watch Arsenal matches, please. I know it's a bit boring, but let's watch Arsenal matches.
It's different.
I watched this well.
Away from home is a bit different, and also like, you know, Odegaard, man, we ain't some good players out there, man.
What? A bit louder?
What'd you say?
I said Odegaard weren't playing that day. Odegaard weren't playing yesterday, to be fair, man.
He was playing, but
was he?
But anyway, I think that was top from us. But I just want to say quickly, because I feel like we're being quite positive about that Liverpool game, and at the end of the day, we still drop points, and it is because
second game in the row, and
it's because of Andrew Robertson, brother. Listen, you've been a legend of this club, someone that. Yeah, he is. He's a legend. He's a legend of the club.
Strong word, man.
He's a legend. In my opinion, he's a legend. He's a Liverpool legend. He's a legend. He's a legend.
Legend.
He's a legend.
You know the type of players that have played for Liverpool.
I think he is.
Is Ivanovic a legend?
Especially in recent history. Huh?
Is Ivanovic a legend?
That's
for Chelsea?
different because Chelsea are like a winning machine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like Liverpool, he's won a league in the Champions League for that.
In
period
recent
of time,
history,
not many.
In recent history, he's one of the best left backs in you know, in Premier League history. Either way, he's a legend to me. You can view him how you. Either he's a legend or he's, you know what I'm saying, he's a top player, icon,
football manager
for our club.
Icon. Yeah,
either one. This guy's been a top player for our club. In my eyes, a legend. Some will say an icon, right? And it hurts me that it's got to this, but brother, you are cooked. Like you are not the level. Like you're a. Brother, you're a thorn in our backside, bro.
To be fair,
I said that
I'm pretty sure it was like 2 years ago you called it that you wanted him to be replaced 2 years ago.
Guys were at me when I said that 2 years ago. And you know what, yeah? It's on the board. And that's why I hate to have to talk to Robertson like this, because it's on our board. They would have seen this. He hasn't been the level for a while. Robertson was never a player that was too technical. So when the physical ability left him, you knew you were going to get this. 2 years ago, they should have replaced him. That's forward planning, but we're too reactive. Now I'm watching him, and bro, he is a level off the rest of the team. Bro, that red card was diabolical, you know. that was bro, he misses the touch, easy touch for a Premier League level player.
It just takes him out.
And it just the decision making, the quality, bro, that's something that you would see next man. Like, remember when Arsenal had man like Squillaci and
why are we in it again? Why am I in it
again? You know when you're watching Mustafi, bro, it's stuff like that. So you know when you're watching,
you had man like Jose Enrique, Kyrgios, you're coming from my team.
Players, no, Klaban, all of them, man, bro. I just you lot were easy to you. But you know when you're watching, you're thinking, bro, this is crazy play for my standard of club. But yeah, anyway. We get the point. We move forward. We got to start putting 3
It's a
points
bit of a
back
wobble,
on the
though.
game.
2 games without a win.
2 games. I thought one was permissible, but the thing is, the only thing I will say is when you add context to both, you're like fairs. But I think the thing is, last game was like
what context needs to be added to the Newcastle game?
away at Newcastle. They've been good this season.
That's not really.
But I'd still, you still want to win. But the thing is, I think the overall kind of view is we have some clear weaknesses in our side that we haven't addressed, and it's going to cost us. It's not we're not a 90+ point team. This league is going to be won in the late 80s, so we'll have to see how it is.
Apart from Robertson, what other weaknesses would you say you have?
Nunes, he's two league goals this season.
Jota came back, he scored. So he's
Jota came back, but he's always injury prone, so you're always wondering. Like Nunes has 2 league goals this season. I don't even know if he'll get 5. Listen, he applies himself and he tries, but he's not of the level.
He runs around.
And then to be fair, Robertson, and then probably nobody else. I would say there's not enough midfield depth either. We needed. I think that's also an issue. Oh, and Kwanzaa. Even as a squad player, oh my god,
he didn't even start the game. He came on and he was just awful.
You were screaming Kwanzaa's better than Kanate like 6 months ago, brother. You were saying that a long time.
Who said that?
Well, you said that, my brother.
There was one time he said he was one of the best under 21 centre backs in the world.
Listen, the way
we have receipts.
I can't like. He
on the
was
phone.
looking serious last season, bro.
He was, to be fair.
He was looking serious last season.
short on
And the thing is, I think you can see
Centre-backs has
he
a
hasn't.
confidence issue, like.
He's still young in terms of, especially in terms of playing time. Like this is his 2nd senior season, and I think the confidence Klopp gives you, I think was able to get a real high level out of him. Slot is not that manager. Slot will tell you, as he did even in his first game of the season, you weren't of the level, so I took you off. So you got to be you got to have a lot more about you to perform, and it doesn't look like he has that.
A better like player manager. He's good with his conduct with the players. He gets them more motivated as well. So
yeah, Slot's a lot more harsh. I think it's even affected Nunes as well, because Slot even said in the meet, he said he had 2 chances in Champions League game and he missed them, and that's not the standard. And I was just like, bruh,
You've got to be brutal.
is that like, yeah, he's sort of just talks about it how he is.
old school manager mentality.
Yeah, he's got more of that to him. But anyway, we've spoken plenty about Liverpool, and I think we need to speak about Arsenal.
0-0.
But I was seeing some serious head loss on your side of things, you know. You know what I'm talking about.
It was a peak day.
Quickly, just before we talk about Arsenal, we end up if your team scored a goal this week.
Yeah.
Okay, Crystal Palace scored 3 at Brighton.
Stop this nonsense.
It's my team as well, you know. Ego. Yeah, man, it was bad, man. We're cooked, bro. We're just so cooked, man.
You as well, 2 draws on the spin now, and you're the chasers.
Yeah, we're not
What's
chasing.
their problem?
We ain't chasing, bro. Like, I don't know. Yeah, yesterday's game was difficult to watch because there was a point in time when we looked like scoring. Then there was a big portion of the game we didn't look like scoring. And Arteta really cooked it with the substitutions. A lot of players didn't perform to their best. Odegaard, I think, has been mentioned a lot. He didn't play well.
He's getting cooked.
Do you think he should have been taken off though?
The thing is, on one hand, I'm saying he was bad, but on the other hand, I'm saying he shouldn't have been taken off, because I think when you're chasing a game, you want to have your best creators on the pitch. The guy took off Odegaard for Nwaneri. Okay, cool. Nwaneri, he's a bit of a creative player. But then you've also taken off. You took someone else off and brought in Jorginho. So basically you had the Jorginho. Yeah, it was Rice for Jorginho. So it was a Jorginho, Marino, Nwaneri, midfield 3. And that's not going to work for me. Like, if you're chasing a goal in a game, surely you want Odegaard and Nwaneri on the pitch at the same time.
Yeah,
and you don't need to have so much solidity at back. Just someone to stop the counter-attacks, which Rice is good at. So I wouldn't have brought on Jorginho. I would have taken off Marino for Nwaneri and just had the two eights play like 10 in the half space.
That would have been some real drip or drown ball.
Triple jam.
Chasing the game,
thing. We've lost our triple jam.
Choosing to leave on Marino.
It's crazy.
That's a decision
Like,
that you've made.
and too many players I'm looking at on the pitch.
And he put Party on at right back as well.
Ridiculous. This is the second game in a row. I would say the 2 games we've drawn, I think Arteta's messed up with the team. The first game was last week against Fulham when he played Timber left back instead of right back and played Partey right back when Lewis Skelly was on the bench. He's a capable left back, and he showed that in midweek that he can play left back, and he got the start. Arteta's way too reactive. He's not proactive when it comes to bringing people into the team and making tactical solutions. So we lost the right hand side. Timber made a mistake. Jimenez scored. We drew the game. Yesterday, yeah, the starting 11 was fine, but the substitutions just killed the game completely. As soon as Odegaard went off, I said, we're not scoring. We're not creating any chances, because it's always going to be is get the ball out to Saka, try and lump in the box, one of our wrestlers will get on the end of it and try and score. And it's ridiculous, because 2 seasons ago, the football we were playing was beautiful.
It's crazy.
We didn't win the league, but the fans we could resonate with the team. Like the atmosphere, the games I was going, it was loud, everyone was excited because we were playing good, drippy football, and that's Arsenal's DNA. We didn't win the league to Man City, cool. Arteta tweaked it a little bit. Even last season, I can get by it because we were very defensively strong, solidified. We didn't win the league again. This guy goes and buys another wrestler in Marino, and now we've just got a bare 6 foot man in the team. So we've got Havertz. I wasn't happy with that signing. We've got Martinelli, who's playing ridiculous. He needs to get sent back to Brazil. We've got guys like Trossard on the bench, who's not giving you much. Marino is not a left centre mid. He's not a great creative centre mid player. So you've got, and you're buying a bunch of defenders, and some of them are injury prone, so can't even get on the pitch like Calafiori, who we haven't seen in weeks.
But have you breathed
So,
in like the past?
At the end of the day, yeah, we've gone from dribble down, nice football. Even guys like Jesus are balling. Look at him now; he looks ridiculous.
can't score for his life.
All we're doing is saying, "Oh, we need to be more strong at the back." So we just buy wrestlers like over and over again, like, and we keep buying 6'2", 6'3", and that's not the Arsenal I grew up.
Time it.
That's not the Arsenal I grew up with when I had guys like Kleber, Rosicky, and Fabregas dribble down here and there.
Brother, the vein in the side of your head
This
is
ain't Raw, bro. This ain't
They
SmackDown.
got resting stable.
Guys looking like Vince McMahon out there. And I'm not going to win the league.
Okay.
Nation of domination.
Okay. You good there? Yeah.
I'm good. I'm just not happy in it.
You know he didn't start talking for 2 minutes.
No, but come on, we're cooked, man. We're cooked. We are cooked.
No, but I think you made a
the
key
head loss of the
Bro, we drew Everton.
Yeah. No, I do think you made a key point there.
At home,
At home,
G.
it's crazy.
I feel like 22-23 Arsenal, beautiful football. They were popping. I do think you look at the way when they began to fall off, they needed to be able to control games a bit better.
Which is fair.
I think
That's
last
why he made them
season,
more solid.
The balance last season was
perfect.
acceptable.
And then I don't know how he looks at last season and he thinks,
Marino.
oh,
This way.
let me go further
Calafiori
defensive
Marino.
when probably they needed
And
the
oh my
attacker.
gosh, and he put Raheem Sterling as the only attacking player. The guy was with Paige Milan on the bench last week, you know, at Fulham. What? Because it was his birthday. He had his girl in the bench with him. It's
It's
ridiculous. Yes, bro.
Oh no!
Like,
You're not allowed
I mean,
to
at
do
the end
that.
of the day, attacking players, they're not coming through the team. Like, he's not even playing. Like, that was a poor
He
signing.
said, we're going to see the real me. We're not even seeing him.
But we're not seeing
he's
him.
not
We're not
playing.
even seeing
And it's
seeing
mad when
any
you think
of them.
about the form of some of their attacking players. Let's quickly talk about Martinelli.
Oh,
So
Jesus
Martinelli,
Christ.
I just have some things that I would like to say. So Martinelli today,
Call him
he was
Martin,
up
bro.
against.
Call him Martin. He ain't foreign. Bro. Martin.
Bro, so Martin today was up against Ashley Young. Ashley Young is 40 years old, bro.
You may be mistaken by his name, but he's not a young man.
He's not a young man. He's 40 years old, bro. And also, I just got something to say to you. Martinelli's 23 years of age. Ashley Young's son is 18. He's 5 years younger than Martinelli. He was in year 7 when Martinelli was in year 11, you know. Man hadn't even done A-levels yet.
Listen,
What is going wrong with Martinelli here? Because it seems like...
See in Sports Day, yeah, Ashley Young will be doing the parents' race.
I know.
Martinelli will be doing the main competition.
What's going on with him today? Because back in the day, you're seeing Martinelli against Ashley Young, and you're already thinking, I think as an Arsenal fan, that's a battle won on the pitch. That's something that the opposition manager is worried about. And he was just a player that seemed, you know, a couple of years ago was just on this upward trajectory to be one of the better players in Europe. But now, looking like you might have to move on to him. So what's going on, bro?
Like, I remember when Klopp said like 5 years ago that this guy was the talent of the century. And I'm thinking, you talking about the Renaissance century, like, Industrial Revolution, like the Dark Ages, or like the Crusades, or something? Because it's not the 21st century. Yeah? The guy hasn't lived up to the potential we thought he would have. On one hand, I'm thinking maybe that's because he came from the Brazilian 4th division, and like maybe his ceiling is just a lot lower than we expected it to be. But I haven't seen enough gains from him from a few seasons ago when I think he got 15 goals.
non-penalty
He
goals.
hasn't improved his game since then. He was never
worse.
Yeah, I think he's regressed. I think he's actually regressed. He was never a real like jinky winger who take you on and like beat you for pace or beat you for skill like guys like Doku or even guys like Liverpool have had over the years playing out wide. But like at least he would execute in the box in the final third. He would get goals. He's not getting the goals. So I've said this a few months ago. We was doing the podcast. We were talking about Marcelli, and I said if you're not going to be a really good touchline winger who's going to like beat your man, like beat any assignment you have. Pause, by the way. And if you're not going to be a winger that's going to get you like 15 goals a season, then what use is there for you really in the team? And like, I'm struggling to. I mean, there's so many left wingers in the league that are better than him, and I'm struggling to
quite
see
a lot, I'm not
why
gonna lie.
where the future is for him in his team if he doesn't. To be honest, there's no ifs anymore. I'm kind of done with him. I'd say at the end of the season, like we really need to buy a left winger.
But you don't
And
want to sell him though.
I mean, if he's happy to not play, like, and take a Trossard role or like even a Sterling role, then fair enough. But like, we really need a left winger. We also really need a striker.
I feel like probably this season the best season to probably cash in on him as well because he's young.
I mean, you say cash in, but how much are you going to get? Are you going to...
Italy.
you're gonna
paid
get.
like-
Oh, he's on 180k. No,
He's on a lot of money. You're gonna get like.
You paid like 6 mil for him, so
I know,
he?
but
you could get a 35. Or
No,
40
but he's
for him.
that's sad though to get a
you
35 mil for
you could get
Martinelli.
50, 60 still. But I think the
I
problem
don't
is,
think you're getting 60 though.
There's
60 is a
no
joke.
no Italian team is paying
Italian
him
teams won't pay
180
that.
grand a week.
But like,
yeah, that's the problem. I think it's
you
the
that for free.
wages. I think you could get 50, 60 from Martinelli.
I think a ruthless manager. I don't think Arteta's ruthless enough when it comes to transfers. I mean, some of the players he's bought, I don't like. He hoards onto players as well until their
When he
value.
first came when he got to taking out Emery's players. He was-
So the guys that aren't his guys, even though
no, but I think he likes his guys. He like when you have a good attitude, he proper like loves you.
But like,
That's very Klopp.
it's a vicious cycle. Trossard plays rubbish, you bring on Martinelli. Martinelli plays rubbish, you bring on Trossard, and it just keeps going like this. And none of them are playing well at the moment. And I just feel so sorry for Bukayo Saka because he's the only attacker who's really trying in that front three. And there's 3 man on him all game, and it's like no one else is trying to relieve any pressure of him. Our striker, who's like. He's basically a lamp who's running into centre middle all the time. I wasn't happy with that guy either. But like the only person who's really trying to Saka, you can see.
He's changed.
Joe's going double platinum this
told me
episode.
he's
You know.
changed.
Who's changed?
Havertz. That's what they told me, bro.
Who told you that?
Arsenal fans.
Bruv, I don't know what Arsenal fans you're talking to, but I already told you.
Jalen was
you got to
moving
stop
mad.
doing deals with this
bro.
Chelsea team.
They called him Killer Kai. Don't do that.
Like,
Don't do that.
The guy said at the start of the season, I want to get 20 goals this season. And I'm not seeing the 20 goals.
Whoa. When did he become Dracula?
I'm not seeing the 20 goals.
Anyway, guys, we have to move on. But don't kill me. Hey, that was.
But
a
like,
section.
honest to God, our title hopes are hanging by a thread.
that was
like,
some old school Rondo stuff.
I've not given up completely, but like,
what's gonna take to crush your spirit?
we have to win the next like 6-7 games.
I think
Are we going to Sellers Park next week?
I don't think you need to win that many.
The only saving grace is that
winning
Liverpool
5 in a
dropping
row
points.
puts pressure.
I disagree with him when he said I think high 80s win. I think low 80s win it. I honestly think
85.
I honestly think like
85.
it's gonna. I don't think any of us, you're involved as well, are getting 87, 88. If one of us gets 87 plus, you're winning the league. In my opinion.
But we need to move on to them actually. But no, that was good, Joe. That was old school Rondo stuff. I can't lie. I don't know. I think it's being back in the settings, but that there was hilarious.
it's
So the
so
other team in the title race, Chelsea FC. Chelsea FC.
Second, clear second. You know.
Why are Chelsea so good?
Why are they so good? Why are they so? It's yours to lose. It's yours to lose.
You're above us.
Okay, no, that's shameless.
You're above us.
Stand up, stand up,
And
stand up.
you have a game in hand.
Brother, it's theirs to lose. What game in hand?
stand up.
If the points are on the board, I don't see it.
And you're still ahead of us. though.
Yeah. Cool. So,
So
so Chelsea, man, won like, is it 4 on the bounce though?
Your competition is 6.
Jeez, bruv.
Wow,
2-0
that is
win
something.
against Brentford.
2-1.
Oh, 2-1 in
Brentford
it.
scored in the end.
Oh, Bremo
Lost my clean
scored.
sheet.
My guy, Bremo, man. How are you feeling about the performance?
So this is one of my favorite performances of the season for like quite a couple of reasons. Firstly,
You don't
apart
get how
from-
much, but go on.
Apart from maybe the Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest game, this is the first serious deep block that I've seen Chelsea play. Because of our past last 2 seasons, teams have been more confident to kind of play against us. Obviously, I think we're starting to get a bit more respect as a team with our attacking force. So Brentford in the first half, pretty much, they were camped in around their box. Chelsea trying to play around them, trying to create opportunities, and it was like, for me, this is a test. Can Chelsea actually create opportunities and score when teams are gonna be like, we're shutting you out? And yes, we could. Correa scores the first goal, beautiful crossing from Madueke. Like, I think we were using crosses a lot in this game because we couldn't directly go through them because they had so many men in the middle. We're using crosses, and the crosses were quite targeted and going to the right players. So I was really impressed with that. Also, I was impressed with like the players just kept running. They'd lose the ball, they'd chase the ball down. Sancho, Enzo, Caicedo. Like, I've never seen Sancho run
Brother,
this much
the way
in my
Sancho
life.
works at Chelsea.
Bro, I've never seen Sancho work this. Not even at Dortmund was he working this much. He was up and down that pitch.
Yeah.
I don't think he had a great game on the ball. Like, he was decent, some nice bits of play, but his whole performance in terms of how hard he worked was very impressive to see. And what I want to say is Jackson's second goal, phenomenal. That was a real striker's goal because he missed a great chance earlier on. He was one-on-one with Pinnock, went to the right foot, low shot to the goalkeeper's right as well. Beautiful finish, beautiful 3 points. Lovely for us.
What's your thoughts on Jackson? You trust him as your 9 now?
Oh, no, 100%, that's our 9 going
You
forward.
can win the league with Jackson then, yeah?
We can't win the league anyway. Next season, when he's improved a bit further, then we can win the league, yeah.
But you believe
that's my
that
name.
you don't want to upgrade him, nothing. That's
That's
it.
my name.
Oh,
That's my name.
hear it. What did I tell you? I told you.
All I said was wait. I need to see
No,
a bit more from him.
you said maybe get another 9 in.
I
You
still
said
feel,
maybe-
I still feel like we need a. I feel like it's likely that Nkunku might go, and I feel like we need another 9 to just partner Jackson, just in case. Maybe like a Vlahovic, a Duran, or one of these players who might come on and like affect the game as well. Because,
Okay,
for example, you saw the the Spurs game, I don't think Jackson was as good in that
he
Spurs
wasn't
game.
good.
Had another striker coming on, top performer.
But a backup striker then that would be, yeah. Okay, cool. No, that makes sense. No, fairs, man.
It was a great performance, man.
So you're saying Chelsea can't win the league though?
Like, I don't even know.
Given the frailties you see in Arsenal and Liverpool.
You need to remember, I predicted this. You need to remember when I remember a while ago in the chat, I put the list of, I think it was 11 or 12 fixtures. And I said by the end of this fixtures, Chelsea will be second. I said that to you, Chelsea will be second. We played all of our hard games at the beginning of the season, similar to Arsenal. We had all our hard games in the first, I think it was the first 13 or 12 games of the season.
Yeah.
We have a very good run. With the way Chelsea were playing after the first run, I feel like we will win these games. But then the run after that, especially our run towards the end of the season, is increasingly difficult. So I feel like Chelsea can be up and around up to a certain point, but I don't feel like we have the defensive solidity, the experience, and just the tactical nous to actually win the league in the
Do you
end.
think you finish above City?
Yes.
At this rate,
We're 7 points ahead.
Do you think you're finishing the top 3?
Yeah. Okay. If we don't finish above City,
That's shocking. That would be shocking.
Yeah,
I don't think they
7
will.
points ahead, and City
I think it's going to be a 3-horse race. It's going to be a 3-horse race, and it's going to have loads of twists and turns. It's going to be an old school Barclays type of title race, and I'm looking forward to it.
And it's so frustrating because this was our year to just be clear. I predicted at the start of the season it would be like the year Liverpool won the league, where City finally just like drop off, and then Arsenal just take the title. And I feel like we had a lot of games we should be clear in the league right now, and we just have not capitalised. And the only saving grace is that it's not City that's ahead of us. It's no disrespect.
No, we're not. We're not there yet.
You're not 100% there yet, so you are going to drop points.
Do you think Chelsea are capable of winning the league this season?
Yeah, I do think so. Because I just think, Liverpool, I still back us, but you know what I'm saying? We get another injury in that defensive area. We're in trouble. You know what I'm saying? So I still think there's still possibilities for Chelsea to definitely win. Like we're not perfect. I feel like we are going to drop points again. Arsenal clearly aren't as well. They're really struggling in the attacking area of the pitch, and I don't think they're really, because an attack is always expensive. So I don't think they're going to go big in January. I think they're going to wait till the summer to make sure they get the right guy. Because as an attacker, I think Arsenal need they need 2, but they also need one that's a 70, 80 plus mil type of attacker. So the chance is there. The chance is there. But I still think, when you got Sanchez in goal,
He was phenomenal today.
But we know him. We know him. That's like saying Onana's phenomenal. You know him.
This season, apart from the last 2-3 games.
Onana will show himself again. He will show himself again. Sanchez will show himself a couple of times.
What I do want to say quickly, for the past, let's say, 800 days, on this podcast,
800 days.
1, 2, 3, 4, you've laughed at us. You have laughed at us. You've laughed at Bowley. You've laughed at Enzo. You've laughed at Caicedo. You've laughed at Jackson. You've laughed at Cole. You've laughed at Cucurella.
All right, brother.
Where's the laughter now? Where is the laughter? We are back.
Yo,
And I want Chelsea fans to enjoy this moment.
quickly.
Go on.
How back are you? Because are you in the title race?
Not the title.
Okay, so let's fight.
And on that note, get back in your box.
You're cashing in that laughter now, That season's not over.
All
All right, guys, quickly. Match
era over.
Match roundup. Isak. Newcastle,
phenomenal.
Leicester. Oh my!
I want Joel to speak on them. Tell me about
Yeah,
Isak.
what is it?
I didn't actually watch the game, but
You haven't seen the highlights either.
I saw the highlights.
Did you watch his comp?
Yeah.
I bookmarked it, so I'm gonna watch it tonight. But hey, forget
Go
the comp.
watch
Forget
that.
his last few games. The guy's been cold.
Phenomenal.
The guy's been cold. Like, what a striker! Like, he had one 1v1 which was quite poor, quite tame. He hit the goalkeeper. I didn't see that chance. But like Isak, he's leading the line really well. He's leading the line better than I expected. I'm sure you guys know. I did say
Right now.
in the league.
Yeah.
He's
On
up
form,
there,
yeah.
definitely up there, and he's got everything. The one thing I would like to see is that like the chance he had yesterday. I would like to see just 5% more ruthlessness in front of goal, and then he can go to the moon. Honestly, because he's leading the line really well. He can drift off to the left. He's got great feet. He's good in the air. He's a perfect Arteta wrestler.
Do
So
you think he should look for a move at the end of the season?
he has to. Yeah, I think Newcastle are nowhere near Champions League. He needs a striker like that. Needs
He's
to play in
contracted till
Champions League
2028.
He-
Quite a long time.
He's got to find a way to get
I think
out.
he's gonna struggle.
Strikers like that got to find a
It'll
way.
be expensive. They bought him for 70 mil. They're gonna at least try and sell him for 100.
I think they're gonna ask for 120.
You think?
Yeah, but I actually
Then you won't
think
pay that.
he might be worth it, man.
You think?
When you're looking at the nines on the
In the long
market,
run, yes.
and in the long run, I
with
think
that
I wouldn't
injury
go
record-
above that.
The
but-
injury record though.
It hasn't been that bad.
hasn't been that bad.
120 for someone who gets injured from time to time. That's a
I think
steep.
on average he'll miss about 5 to 7 games a season. That's okay.
You think 5-7?
That's still quite a lot, though.
That's a lot.
I think more like 8 to
That's
12.
a lot.
I don't
No, he doesn't. But to be fair, he has that 8 to 12 where he's kind of rotating in.
Yeah.
He starts like 25 games a season.
In fairness, if you have a
like
team where you have a
7, 8 more.
striker already, and then you don't miss him as much when he's out. Like if we had
you've got
Isak
a
and then you
good
bring in
second
Havertz,
striker.
yeah,
Yeah.
then
Yeah, 120 might be steep. Maybe, but I say someone should try to go for it. Maybe slap 100 odd down. I think
What teams do you think suit him?
I think he can slot into any system because he's such a complete striker. But I think
Arsenal.
Madrid should look at him. I still don't.
Liverpool should look at him.
I think Liverpool should look at him. I think Arsenal. I'm
Yes,
gonna bring the
choice of
point
any
back.
club in the world.
I said, in January, this man put me in the Rondo, and you guys all laughed at me when I said Isak would be a better signing for Madrid than Mbappe.
I agree with you.
Now look at it now. Look at it now. When you look at him, he's more of a natural 9 than he is.
I don't think that's wild.
Brother, they got onto me January of this year. They got onto me, but yeah, no, he's a top player, and like all of those players, they should circle in. Who else I wanted to put a spotlight on?
Durant.
Forest.
Okay.
Durant scored again, but
He scored
Forest.
against Forest actually.
Yeah,
2-1.
yeah, we talk about Durant scored. Forest as well, 4th in the table. Any
Forest are
thoughts?
good, man.
So another player that shined. There's another player that shined in that match.
Alango.
Langa.
But I also want to point out, similar to I don't want to bring back to Chelsea, but similar to Chelsea, 2 seasons ago, Forest changed their whole squad, bought a whole new team.
Yeah,
We
everyone laughed
we
at
all
them.
laughed at them.
Yeah.
Said this is not going to work. This is a mess. At that time, all they really needed to do was stay in the league at that point. Now all the players, obviously, some of them have gone. I think it was like the Brazilian centre back. They've gone, but they still have quite a new,
A lot of the core that they bought.
young
Yeah.
squad, and we're seeing it come to fruition, and we've seen them perform well. Like I feel like recently we've been too quick to judge managers, too quick to judge teams, to put them out. This project's not going to work. We need to give teams a lot more time. Same with United. Give them some time. Something might not be next season, might be the season after, but you let your team build.
It's all like whole ownerships and plans. Sometimes we're a bit too quick. Now you're looking at Notts Forest, 4th in the table, playing really well. They look rigid. They're tough to play against. And some of these players as
Woods
well,
is balling out.
we all said, they spent too much. What are they going to do? They're not going to the players are not gelling. Some of these players, they're going to get good sales.
100%.
When Morgan Gibbs White goes, they're going to get
Phenomenal
peas.
footballer.
The Elliot Anderson kid, he looks decent as well. They bought him from Newcastle. They probably can sell him for a bit more dough when he kind of builds on it. And there's a few more. Even like someone like Alanga, they only bought him for 15 mil. If he could still develop into a bit of a player.
3 million.
Again, so now they're in quite a good position where like they're probably gonna, while before they were struggling with FFP, they're gonna develop these guys, probably be able to sell them on. They're gonna be able to buy the next group that are coming up.
What do you think their aim for this season should be, though?
Like probably like
European spot.
I think where they are now, try to get a European spot. Yeah, like you started so well, they may fall, but they look good. Like you're not really seeing cracks in their performances, but sometimes it's the mentality of certain players, because the top players week after week they're able to turn it on. These players that aren't really used to that sort of level, they start getting a bit happy. You can see the Nottingham Forest guys, they get a little bit too happy anyway, man. I don't know. They might start wanting to, what I'm saying, like just take the level off, not really care, because they're like, we're already doing so well, so it's not the same intensity and hunger that they have as the top players, but they might do it.
Something I do want to praise is just the general level of the Premier League. I feel like the likes of Brighton, Nottingham Forest, Fulham, Aston Villa.
Brother,
there's so many good
Level's too
mid-table.
high.
Yeah, so many good mid-table clubs. Like the top teams are coming up against them, and we can't break them down. They're actually a very good unit, and they're also good on the ball. This is probably because of Pep, but a lot of these teams are very good on the ball, very structured as well. And when you are coming up against it, it's like, bro, how?
Bro, PL fixtures now as a top club, when you see a clean run, you exhale, because a lot of the times you look and you think, Forest away.
That's a tough game.
Yeah.
Villa away.
It's a tough game.
Do you know what I'm saying? Fulham away.
Back in the day, you can almost guarantee points from most of your home games and a couple of your other.
Yeah.
You can't.
Even when you're
guarantee
inviting them in, you're thinking Fulham at home. I mean, we drop points to Fulham. Like, they're coming over, you're thinking Brentford away.
Brentford as well.
Bro,
yeah.
Bear away, there's a top Bear teams coming
To
over.
your-
They're decent.
To your point about giving projects time, I think that also goes to why it's so important to get the appointment right to begin with. Because the quality is so high, it's very easy to slip down so
100%.
quickly. Like, look at like United, they're kind of the fall from grace has been like, don't get me wrong, people have been laughing about United for time, but we've been laughing relative to what they should be. But we've gone from, a team that's challenging, a challenge for the league, to a team that challenged for top 4, to a team that's challenged for Europa, and now all of a sudden we're a bottom half team.
Bro, it's
And it happened in the space of 3 years.
Yeah, you get a couple signings wrong, you get a manager wrong,
And-
Fulham will run
Do you
up
know what
on
I mean?
you.
The league is improving so quickly.
Yeah.
Brighton will pop you off the park and show you that, you're not actually, you ain't got good players.
It's
in
like
your team.
Formula One, because they say like if you take the best team in Formula One and you don't upgrade their car throughout the whole season, by the end of the season you'll be the last. You'll be lost. So you have to constantly evolve in the Prem, like because these teams
Quickly, O'Neill sacked. thoughts on that? Wolves
You know why he
needs to
got
get
sacked? He
different.
got sacked because he can't control his players.
It's
It's not a result.
Control his mouth, bro.
Like the results are bad.
Yeah.
The results are bad. But did you see Cunha and Ait Nouri yesterday as well?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, again, it's like they're on SmackDown or something. They're trying to scrap.
After Lamina last week as
After
well.
Lamina last
I'll
week.
be real, some of the players they got is
Cunha tried to grab a man's glasses.
He didn't try. He
yanked them off.
But
It's insane.
What I will say, I didn't watch the fixture this weekend, but the midweek.
They lost to Ipswich
The midweek fixture, was it last week that I watched?
against West Ham.
Yeah, they've got their team is not good.
No.
If you I looked at their lineup. I said this is a championship level team. I don't
Especially
expect
at
them to
the
do
back.
anything.
At the back,
like,
it's bad.
It's like the back.
Doherty is still playing.
Apart from Ait Nouri, it's disastrous.
Yeah, it's quite poor.
So there's a big chance
Semedo.
they're getting relegated.
The ownership have done him dirty. Don't get me wrong. Like
Because Gary O'Neill's a good manager.
He's a good coach.
Yeah.
He's a good man. A little bit too emotional though.
Yeah, I think kind of that's
Yeah, he
that's
gives a
been
little
big
bit too much of
problem.
this.
That's been a big problem for him as well. He talk like you talk about kind of all the incidents on the pitch, and like it always comes from the top. Like it comes downstream. Like even just his press conferences. I know people like them and like call out the referees, call out the hierarchy and whatnot. But actually, when you get down to it, it's entertaining to watch for fans, but it just sets a horrible tone in the dressing
Yeah, that's why I
room.
think his players are a bit emotional as well. I think he's a bit too fiery. But I can't lie. The way VAR has shagged that man, my head might have been permanently
season.
hot
like,
as well.
Wolves
Just
always
two
get
seasons in a
done
row.
so dirty with VAR.
But I feel like this season is. I don't want to say this, but because last season they're the only club that wanted to get rid of VAR. I feel like VAR said, you want to get rid of us?
PG Moore, they did their
PG
thing.
Moore.
Okay.
They're messing with it. They're messing
All right, guys, got to round up now. Just final thing was best technical players. That's the bonus topic. Best technical players in the Prem since 2000. No, since 2000. So like kind of, I mean, for our lives ever. I think there was a question on like everyone's top three. So very quickly.
To be fair, I was watching a comp yesterday. And I even mentioned him today. I was talking to my stepdad. Veron, since 2000, Veron was a baller.
He was good.
For Man United. Like obviously he was a bit before his time.
He's going to be in your top three technically.
No, he's up there. He's up there. I'll put him top five.
The thing is, since
He
2000.
was ahead of his time.
Yeah, he was.
In the UK.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
You needed a free.
Yeah,
middle.
he's a full free
Yeah,
centre.
the problem is he came into a time where football in England was played. The goalkeeper gets the ball goes over to the end,
Over to the striker.
and then it falls to your midfield, and then they do something with it.
Yeah.
He's meant to be picking up the ball from the goalkeeper. And
My top three on TikTok was Pogba. Who was the other one? I've forgotten now. Van Persie. And I'm trying to think the third, Kevin De Bruyne. But now thinking of it, seeing the comments, I would probably go Suarez,
this is crazy.
Bergkamp, and Kevin De Bruyne.
Suarez
This is
isn't
a
more
crazy
technical than
list.
Van Persie or Pogba.
I think he is.
No
No,
way.
he isn't.
I think he is.
He
I
really isn't.
get
I think he
the
is.
argument because he's good in tight space.
When I'm
but
thinking of some of the things that I saw him do, though, like the goal that he scored against Newcastle,
Yeah, well, when he checked,
I don't think a lot of guys can replicate that.
I can't lie.
Pogba's very technical, though. That's why I was in my
I think there's a
original
lot of recency
I'd
bias.
go Scholes,
No.
Berbatov,
Berbatov's a
like
shout,
that.
nice shout.
and probably Mahrez.
I can't.
Mahrez is a shout.
I can't believe I'm the only person that's gonna say. I'm going number one Hazard,
Hazard, I think, is a shout, yeah.
number two Rooney, number three Pogba.
That's the thing, because that's what I wanted to ask. Because if we're talking pure like techers, like flair and technique, then your guys like Mahrez, guys like Tarat, they're gonna come into that list. But if you're talking about like the overall application of your game,
Technical ability, ball control,
then
passing range,
it would be
finishing
De
range.
Bruyne. For me, it would be De Bruyne's in there. If it's since 2000, Bergkamp's in there for me, and I'd put Ozil in there as well. So that would be my
That was a
three.
good one.
That was a good one.
I think De Bruyne, in terms of all-round cleanness, is the most techie player we've had in this Prem. Because not only is he really flary and really good, he has everything. He
Really, Flair is a drag, but every
he had
element of his
everything. He ticks
he's not
every
Flair,
box.
But yeah, but every element of his technique is genuinely
10 out of 10.
I'm
So.
surprised you didn't say Hazard.
Hazard's is top.
I'm not thinking about technical ability in that way.
But you said Mahrez though.
Mahrez. We're not thinking
Is
about-
Mahrez
I'm
more-
not-
is
I'm
Mahrez
not
better than
thinking about
Hazard?
tricks. I'm thinking about when the ball is.
Are you thinking
washed
more
up.
ball striking?
And no, just the way
The
the
first
control
touch-
the ball, the first touch.
His ball control is the best I've seen.
insane.
His ball control is the
Forget
best I've seen in the
flair,
Prem.
tricks, like his ball control is generally out of this world. That's why I said,
Brother, you know that touch that you do in football when it's like Budum dum dum. In terms of the way that you bring the ball down. Budum dum. Bro, that's the sound, man. That's the sound, like. That's the sound. You know, if you play ball, it's like budum dum dum. He has that touch on. That's not an easy touch, you know. Ball will be going. It just drops. And it spins perfectly in front of him.
That Berbatov touch for Fulham, though, when he's come down, he's like, boom.
Berbatov is phenomenal.
That's what I was thinking about.
In fact, Berbatov created his own skill move. Like, he has his own skill move named after him.
No shout for Rooney.
Rooney is technical.
Very good technical.
I don't think Rooney was as good as some of the guys mentioned. Technically.
You just said Suarez.
I think
Rooney's
Suarez
more
is
technical than Suarez.
Nah.
Yeah,
I think
you're
Suarez is a joke,
having a laugh,
technically.
mate.
Bro, you guys need to watch some of the stuff Suarez does.
Suarez up
We've
there.
seen
Problem
it.
is, Suarez is a bit unorthodox.
Yeah, I think Suarez is a bit scrappy as well. But some of the techniques Suarez is capable of, like the outside of the boot Trevellas and even like and the first touches and some of the passes, bro, and the way he'll like kind of take a ball, turn with it.
Even the way his Trevellas will look, they'll look kind of weird. Like,
Yeah, I get you. He's a bit scrappy. So maybe I should have stuck with Van Persie, was
I just like that Mo Salah's not in the list.
Oh, but behavior.
He's not up there.
The other day I saw Mo Salah dribbling comp. It was.
You lot need to behave yourself. You don't need to behave yourself.
Mo Salah's not on these lists, bro.
Yeah, no. Mo Salah's
Prolific goal
technical
scorers, yeah, but technique, he's not in
fantastic passer, one of the best in the league.
Huh?
Mo Salah's one of the best passers in the Premier League history.
One person.
He said.
Mo Salah's one of the best passers in Premier League history.
This guy's insane, like.
Yeah,
Are you going back to this?
No, he is. He is. Did you see his assist today?
I don't really
He's making
care,
another
bro.
season.
I don't really care.
But anyway, that's the end of the show. I like the fact that we are ending it on that.
We're ending it on a lie. You can't end podcast on a lie.
On that fact. Thank you so much.
End the podcast on a lie.
Let me just like, subscribe, and all that.
Every time he
lovely
comes to
stuff.
Soapbox, he just starts to lie, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You just talk nonsense, bro. You just talk shit, bro.
Bro, Mo Salah's one of the best
he's
players
not,
in the league.
Like, can you be serious?
Like ever.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.